tactical masterclass from Rúben Amorim to grind out the win against Newcastle. Like I would love to go into nitty gritties and details. Probably when I get the chance to, I will. But Manchester United got a 1-0 win over Newcastle, and like I said, it was a tactical master. But we're going to break down everything from time to like every detail as we can. But also here, you're welcome to United Talks podcast as always. Today we're going to be doing the takeaways from the game. Like, what did we learn from the game? What are the things that we saw in the game that actually taught us that we could actually find positives from the game or wins? So we're going to do 5 takeaways. We're going to do 3 bonus takeaways, and then we're also going to talk about the positive spins from the game. So yeah, Man United won Newcastle, and it was an emphatic win. Well, emphatic if you call it that way, because we needed the 3 points, and it was two inconsistent teams playing against each other, and one came up tops and all that, came up with the goods, and then it was pretty interesting. But you have to also think about the fact that the Man United fans are still not excited or how do I put it? The Man United fans are not happy with the win, because all I see is negativity. All I see is fans who are going to be complaining about everything and complaining about the manager, complaining about the subs. Next thing you say, what is that sub that he made and all of that? But yeah, we're not here to kind of talk about it, because the truth is, Rúben Amorim explained the reason for the substitutions. Yeah, albeit Casemiro's annoyed. But yeah, if Casemiro is going to get subbed, he's going to get subbed. Let's take the positives and move on. But it is what it is. Man United fans are super excited. Super complaining about like everything and all of that. But it is what it is. So we're going to start with the 5 key takeaways from the game. And first and foremost is the tactical flexibility. We need to talk about it. It is becoming a weapon, but it's a tactical flexibility of the game, basically. One of the biggest takeaways from this game is Amorim's willingness to step away from, his preferred back 3 system when the context demanded it. With Bruno Fernandes unavailable and the need for extra control in wide areas, Amorim opted for a back 4 featuring Eddie Howe, Lisandro Martínez centrally, and then Diogo Dalot and Luke Shaw as the right or left back, and as orthodox fullbacks, right? Now, this wasn't just a cosmetic tweak; it was a shape. It was a shape that allowed United to defend Newcastle's wide overloads more naturally. Basically, just kind of doubling up on their chance creators. We knew that they are good with their crosses. Jacob Murphy and Anthony Gordon were good with their crosses, so you double up on their overloads, on their wide overloads. Lewis Miley, Lewis Hall, they're going to press up as well. So what do? You put 2 players who match them stride for stride and all of that. So that was what we observed. Defend Newcastle's wide overload, keep the centre backs higher to Nick Votamada's movements, and then push Dorgu higher up the pitch without compromising defensive balance. And as well, you could see that Patrick Dorgu also had the opportunity, which we'll talk about in the next takeaway, had the opportunity to have freedom without being burdened with defending. Now, Newcastle took time to adapt, although they eventually grew into the game, but United had already established enough control to strike first. Now, Amorim's adaptability is starting to look less like experimentation and more like mastery of in-game context. And the truth is, within that same game, apart from the 4-2-3-1 that we saw multiple formations and multiple styles of systems. And that's why I call it systems within formations. Because you see 3 at the back defending, you see 4 at the back defending, you see 3-4-3, you see 4-3-3, you see 4-2-3-1, you see 4-4-2. It was all these were happening within the games. And that was because Rúben Amorim had coached his team to be able to adapt and to be able to play multiple formations at the same time. And that was it was good to see. It was good to see that Man United could actually, play well in that first half, and then the second half obviously lost control, but then still be able to defend really well. So that's a positive. That's a good takeaway. And the number 2 takeaway here was with regards to Patrick Dorgu's role, which signals a new tactical dimension, which is not still new to us, because obviously we saw some of it last season when Patrick Dorgu played at the right side when Ahmad was injured, and he tried Patrick Dorgu as a right wing back. And yeah, against Leicester City and against, I think it was against Leicester City. And I think that game we still won. But then we saw that Dorgu, and the truth is, it made me to go do a player profile, a deep dive into Patrick Dorgu, and I said so many things about him. And I said that obviously he's played in that right wing, right midfield, right wing forward, right wing back, left wing back, and left midfield as well as left wing forward. These are like positions he's occupied across the pitch. So you could tell that he's a very versatile player. He plays as a left back for Denmark, and then even in this back three system, he plays as a wing back. So I expected him to start as a wing back, but obviously he did really well. Dorgu's performance was more than just a spectacular one, more than just that with the spectacular goal, because coming up with the goods, coming up with that volley of a goal was really good, and it was a tactical statement deployed. Was deployed high on the right wing rather than his wing back spot, and he stretched Newcastle vertically and horizontally, forcing Lewis Hall into repeated defensive decisions. This is Patrick Dorgu's second game where he's performed really well. Against Villa, he performed well. He got the assist for the goal, and then this one he got a goal. So in 2 games, he's got 1 goal and 1 assist to GA in 2 games. So it's pretty interesting. What stood out for Dorgu was his dual, contribution. Offensively, he provided direct running, early crossing, and a threat from second balls. And then defensively, he tracked back aggressively, won key duels, and especially in the first half, that was what he did. Doubled up on Lewis Hall so that Hall doesn't get the opportunity to try to cross. Doubled up on Anthony Gordon so that Gordon doesn't get the opportunity to cross. Gordon had the better of Dalot at some point, but then he was still able to, Dorgu was still able to help. The goal itself came from an intelligent position rather than just luck. Dorgu anticipated the second ball, basically was defended by Votamada, and then he just saw it. And you could see from the replay that Dorgu was watching the ball as it was coming down, and then he swung at it and it went in. He attacked the space at the edge of the box. As you can see, he was the only one running there, him and Manuel Ugarte, and executed with elite technique. Amorim clearly trusts his athletic profiles to interpret space, and then than just rigid positional instructions. So it was good to see Dorgu come up with the goods in that game as well. And then number 3 is the positive of leading from the back, and that is with Lisandro Martínez as captain, which changes the team's mentality. With Bruno Fernandes absent, Licha had the captain's armband and was more than just symbolic, basically. It reshaped United's defensive identity for the night, basically. Martínez led by, stepping out to engage the attackers early. He did that, pressing high, pushing high. At some point, I saw him in the Newcastle half defending against Nick Votamada. Like, that was absolutely amazing, right? Then he organized the back line vocally, during sustained pressure, and then taking responsibility on set pieces, both defensively and offensively. So it was pretty interesting. You could see his air duel numbers were high as well. Then you also think about the VAR handball moment that summed this up. Rather than just, panicking, Martínez remained composed, trusting the system and the officials, and his calmness also through the defense was evident. Like, you could actually see it during his chaotic second half, and that Amorim also sees that leadership not just with his creativity but also in emotional control under pressure, and his aggressiveness as well. You could see that he also tried to create a chance for Dalot that Dalot missed, and then obviously but then it was a good thing to see that Rúben Amorim trusts Licha to actually lead from the back. Then also number 4 is United's ball progression remains a work in progress. The second half exposed a recurring issue, progressing under intense press. The only person that could actually do that was Cunha, but Benjamin Šeško tried it, and then especially in the first half, and then he hit in the second half, and then hit the crossbar and all of that. But then with Newcastle's aggressive high press combined United's losing Mesama early in the second, early on in the half, especially towards the beginning of the second half, made it difficult for the Red Devils to connect the midfield to attack, and that was where Mount actually came in handy in the first half. For long stretches, United struggled to play through the middle. Clearances replaced controlled build-up, and then transitions became rushed rather than, structured. This isn't a criticism as much as a reality of the squad depth and injuries. But without Fernandes and with Fletcher still learning at this level, Amorim prioritized survival over athletics. I mean, a pragmatic decision that ultimately paid off. You have to think about it from fact that from perspective that with Bruno missing, obviously there was no opportunity for all those threaded balls, because the truth is once Bruno is with the ball, every other person is activated. But then you could actually see that I've always said this on the channel, especially with the academy graduates, there is a gap in quality between the guys in the academy and especially in the 18s and under 21s. and and with the first team. And you heard it clearly when Jack Fletcher said it by himself. Very mature response he gave. Not about being media trained and stuff. Go check the video posted on our channel. He responded like a mature man, really saying that, oh, the pace, the gap in quality, the intensity is different from PL2. It's absolutely different, which means that we have to, we need consistency and we have to continue to play. And that's what he said, basically. So it paid off. And that's the most important thing. Who won the game between Manchester United and Newcastle? Man United. Just move on. And then defensively, which is number 5, defensive resilience is becoming the defining trait, which was a problem in the past. But then we're defensively resilient, and this means that, okay, with a clean sheet, it pushes us into the next level. Perhaps the most important takeaway in this is that United didn't crumble under pressure. Newcastle dominated territory, forced scrambles, hit the woodwork, threw bodies forward, but United held firm. This wasn't passive defending. It was compact shape in the box, strong second ball recovery, intelligent game management in stoppage time, and as well, the celebration of Lammens' high claim said everything. This team is starting to value clean sheets and ugly wins just as much as free-flowing football, and a crucial step in becoming competitive over the full season. You look at the Aston Villa game, 2 chances Aston Villa got, they pounced and they scored, and that was the end of the game. It's not like they played anything, they played any good or not. United dominated, and on the day they dominated, they couldn't grind out a win or even a draw. But the day that United didn't dominate, we grinded out a win, and we move on, right? Now, the 3 bonus takeaways you can take. Bonus 1 is Senne Lammens is growing in his authority. Lammens wasn't just a shot stopper in this game, it was a presence. His reaction in the first half and command in closing stages gave the defense, confidence. For a relatively young goalkeeper, 23 and stuff, this was a big Premier League night handled impressively, and we have to give credit where credit is due. He's got his second clean sheet, and it's his second clean sheet since he started he made his debut for Man United, and it's been about 15 games, and then he's still been able to at least keep 2 clean sheets and a couple wins down the line under his belt. Then you have to think about the second bonus, which is youth integration being managed carefully. And that is the fact. That's the point here, because most Man United fans missed this part. Jack Fletcher's introduction wasn't about changing the game. It was about trusting structure. And Jack Fletcher kept saying it that he's happy that the manager trusts him, right? It's about trusting structure. Amorim didn't overload the youngster with responsibility, instead placing him within a clear tactical framework. The balance between opportunity and protection is vital for his development. You talk about other players like Benedito Mantato that is on the bench. You will see these things and understand what it means to be in this team. He has been in the bench back-to-back for back-to-back games. You talk about Shea Lacey as well, winger who can also make positive strides as well. He's made his debut. The next person that should be making his debut is Tyler Fletcher and Benedito Mantato, and they should be able to make their debut when the time comes. But the truth is, there's a gap in quality, as I said, but then they have shown themselves really well, and they've done really, really well. Then you have to talk about the third bonus point, which is that United are learning how to win without dominating. Basically, this wasn't just a performance built on possession or volume of chances. It was about efficiency, organization, and timing. Amorim's United are beginning to understand that control doesn't always mean having the ball. Another thing you can think about is that Man United had 33% of their shot accuracy as against Newcastle. Man United had 9 shots and 3 were on target. So you have to think about that, and you have to say, okay, how efficient were we? How much did we deliver? Newcastle didn't have a shot on target from the 13th minute until the 81st minute. I mean, that says a lot. We have to think about it that way and understand that there were so many positives from the game. Now let's make some positive spin. So turn the negative to positive and then deal with it as we go. One of the positive spin from the game is the fact that the tactical identity is holding even under stress. Tactical identity is holding even under stress. Despite injuries, suspensions, and tactical shifts, United never abandoned the core principles. And that's what Amorim keeps saying. Core principles are key, especially in any system whatsoever. Even if it's a 3 at the back, build up with 3, build up with 4, defend with 4, defend with 3, whatever it is. Aggressive engagement, compact defending, quick vertical transitions. That consistency is a huge positive for a long-term progress, especially when it comes to you building a team that can be versatile. And I said this time and again, Rúben Amorim loves versatile players that can play all positions. Rúben Amorim loves players that can play all positions. Then you have to think about number 2, which is squad depth and players who needed stepping up. So players are stepping up now. Dorgu, Lammens, Fletcher and Heaven all contributed meaningfully. This wasn't a win carried by star names. It was delivered by collective effort, which actually bodes well for, you know, congested periods of the season. The next game we have is on Tuesday, and today's Friday. So it is what it is. And then you also have the third bonus. The third positive takeaway is that these are the wins that build belief, and these are the clean sheets that build belief. Winning 1-0 Boxing Day under pressure without your captain and your chief creator sends a powerful message to the dressing room. This team can suffer, adapt, and still get results. Exactly the mindset Amorim is trying to embed in this team. So it is simple and straightforward. There's no need to kind of go and say, oh, why did he make that substitution? Why did he do that? Why did he do that? Don't question. Obviously, you got the win. You can question and find out the root cause of certain problems when there is a problem. But now there isn't any problem with regards to how we got the win. We got the win. Move on. Nobody's going to remember, oh, he subbed off Casemiro in the 61st minute. Unless you come back to watch this video to see that he subbed off Casemiro in the 61st minute, or he took off Mount at halftime. I mean, I saw somebody complain that why did he take off Mount at Casemiro? But I could visibly see, even in the live streaming, that Mount was struggling, was running, pulled something, but still was able to play through the first half and then came off. And it was smart that he didn't want to show that, oh yeah, he was injured, but he still played. And I said it during the live watch along that he was running some weird type of way. And I also saw he had a tape on his left knee. So you think about it, these are the details you see. You don't just watch matches with sentiments. You have to watch with sense, basically. But it is what it is. Yeah, let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. If you like these kinds of analysis and stuff, deep dives and stuff, let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. Put in the comment section what you thought about the game, what you thought that we missed, most probably missed, and all of that. Obviously, we need to do well in attack. We need our strikers and our attackers to score goals. But obviously, if you're looking at the way things are now, it's only just Šeško and Cunha that we have in attack. So we need even bodies in the attack and bodies in the midfield, as well as bodies, maybe 1 or 2 bodies in the defense. But it is what it is. Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. If you haven't already, please do like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And put in the comment section what you think about the game. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Goodbye. And God bless.